You have looked upon the pieces of your own heart, my child, and have believed them to be the ugly, shameful fragments of a vessel that has been shattered beyond repair. You have surveyed the landscape of your life with its history of wounds, its inventory of failures, its collection of broken dreams, and you have concluded that you are damaged goods, a thing that was once beautiful but is now fit only to be discarded. They, the world, with their love for the new, the flawless, the unbroken, have looked upon you and have often confirmed your own harsh verdict. They have seen your scars and have turned away, or have offered a pity that has felt like a confirmation of your ruined state. And you, my beloved, in the deep and lonely sorrow of your own perceived brokenness, have accepted this as your final reality, believing that you can never be whole, can never be beautiful, can never be truly useful again. This is the profound shame of the shattered vessel, my precious one, a pain that goes deeper than the initial wound itself. The first pain was the fall, the impact, the moment of shattering, but the lingering pain, the one that has become your constant companion, is the shame of looking at the pieces, of seeing the jagged edges, the sharp fragments, the places where the beautiful, smooth contours of your former self have been violently broken. You have lived with a sense of being fundamentally flawed, of carrying within you an irreparable damage that makes you less than, that makes you unworthy of love, of joy, of purpose. You remember, perhaps, the vessel you believe you once were, or the vessel you are always meant to be, whole, sound, perfect, and you have grieved for that lost perfection with a profound and constant sorrow. This grief has been for the loss of your own innocence, the loss of your own untroubled potential. And as you have compared the idealized image of your whole self with the fragmented reality of your present experience, a deep despair has taken root in your soul, the despair of ever being able to be that person again, the hopelessness of a permanent and ugly brokenness. The world has offered no solace, my child, for it is a world that worships the unbroken. It displays its perfect, mass-produced vessels in its sunlit windows, and it hides its broken ones in the darkness of its back rooms, or simply sweeps them into the dustbin of forgotten things. It has taught you that your value is in your flawlessness, your usefulness in your wholeness. And so, when you have been broken, you have learned to hide the pieces. You have spent immense energy trying to present a facade of being unbroken to the world. You have learned to carefully arrange the remaining intact parts of yourself for public viewing, while desperately trying to conceal the shattered, messy, painful fragments from sight. And this performance, this exhausting effort to appear whole when you feel so utterly broken, has been a source of profound loneliness and inauthenticity. And you have feared, my child, that I, your God, see you in the same way that the world does. You have feared that I, too, prefer the unbroken vessels, that I am disappointed in your shattered state, that your brokenness has somehow made you less valuable, less usable, less beloved in my sight. You may have even tried to hide your broken pieces from me, coming into my presence with a carefully constructed prayer, a brave face, fearing that if I were to see the full extent of your fragmentation, I would turn away in disapproval. this fear, this belief that your brokenness has created a chasm between us, has been the most painful part of your experience. But I come to you now, my child, as you sit in the midst of the scattered shards of your life. I come not with a broom and a dustpan to sweep you away, not with a look of disappointment or a word of condemnation. I come to you as the divine artist, the master restorer, the one who sees with eyes of infinite love and redemptive creativity. And I am here to speak a truth so contrary to all that you have believed, a truth so full of grace and of wonder, that it will begin to transform your shame into a new and holy glory. Listen to me, my beloved. Your brokenness is not ugly to me. It is not a sign of your failure, nor a source of my disappointment. In my eyes, my child, I see a profound and breathtaking beauty in your very brokenness. You have seen only the fragments, but I see the potential for a masterpiece of a different, more profound kind. You have seen only the jagged edges, but I see the intricate lines that will, when mended with my grace, tell a story of magnificent resilience. You have seen only the shame of the shattering, but I see the holy opportunity for a demonstration of my most glorious and beautiful work, the work of redemption, of restoration, of making all things new. I am not afraid of your broken pieces. My beloved, I am drawn to them, for I am a God who does not work with the self-sufficiently whole, but with the humbly broken, your very brokenness. The state you have so lamented has created within you an opening, a vulnerability, a desperate need for me that a sealed, unbroken vessel can never possess. Your brokenness has become a doorway for my grace, a conduit for my power, the very raw material from which I will now begin to create a new and more beautiful reality in your life. Let go of the world's definition of beauty, my child, and let go of your own harsh judgment upon yourself, and begin to see your life, your heart, your very soul, through my eyes. For where you see a ruin, I see a restoration project. Where you see ugly fragments, I see precious materials. And where you have seen only a tragic and shameful brokenness, I see the promise, the potential, the magnificent and breathtaking beauty of a soul that is about to be made whole in a new and more glorious way. For I see the beauty in your brokenness, my child, and I'm here now to make that beauty manifest. Yes, my precious child, as you stand before the canvas of your life, seeing only the shattered fragments of a vessel you believe to be ruined, I invite you now to step into my perspective, to look upon your own life through the lens of my eternal and loving eyes. For the world has taught you a shallow and fleeting definition of beauty, a standard that has caused you such profound and unnecessary shame. But I, your creator, the ultimate arbiter of all that is truly beautiful, I see with a different sight, and I tell you, my beloved, that I'm not repulsed by your brokenness. I am, in truth, captivated by it. For where you see only ugly fractures and disfiguring scars, I see a profound, unique, and breathtaking beauty. A beauty that is deeper, richer, and more compelling than any superficial, untested perfection. The world's standard of beauty, my child, is the beauty of the flawless surface. It admires the unblemished skin, the unbroken record, the seamless story, the life that appears untouched by sorrow or struggle. It is a beauty that is often superficial, a beauty that fears the passage of time, a beauty that is terrified of the very realities of life in a broken world. And in your pursuit of this impossible standard, you have come to despise your own beautiful, authentic, and battle-scarred story. You have looked upon the lines etched by your tears and have called them wrinkles of sadness. When I see them as the beautiful contours of a compassionate heart, you have looked upon the scars left by your wounds and have called them ugly marks of damage. When I see them as the magnificent testament to your resilience and my healing power, but my standard of beauty is not found in the flawlessness of the surface, but in the character of the substance. I am not an artist who is interested in mass-produce, perfect replicas. I am a God who delights in the one-of-a-kind, the authentic, the vessel that tells a true and powerful story. And your brokenness, my child, has given you a story, a depth, a character that is profoundly, exquisitely beautiful in my sight. I see a profound beauty in the very authenticity of your brokenness, a vessel that has never been used, never been tested, maybe flawless, but it is also cold, sterile, and without a history. But you, my child, your fractures and your scars are the beautiful, honest evidence that you have truly lived, that you have truly loved, that you have truly risked your heart. They are a testament that you are not a cheap imitation, but a real, authentic being who has engaged with the deep and often painful realities of life. Your broken places are a sign of your courage, not your failure. And this raw authenticity, this refusal to be a perfect but lifeless museum piece, is a thing of rugged, powerful beauty to me. I also see a magnificent beauty in the vulnerability that your brokenness has created within you. An unbroken, perfectly sealed vessel can be a self-sufficient thing, contained within itself, unable to truly receive or to truly give in a profound way. But your heart, my beloved, having been broken open by your trials, now possesses a new and beautiful vulnerability. The cracks in your vessel, which you have seen as flaws, are, in my sight, the very openings through which my grace can now more easily flow into you, and through which your own unique gifts of love and compassion can now more freely flow out to others. Your brokenness has shattered the hard shell of your self-sufficiency and has created a beautiful openness, a tender accessibility that has made you a more beautiful and a more useful vessel in my kingdom than you ever were in your former unbroken state. And I see a glorious beauty in the resilience that your brokenness has forged within you. The world may see a shattered thing and call it weak, but I see a vessel that has been broken and has, by my grace, endured, and I call it magnificently, powerfully strong. There's a strength that is born only in the mending, a resilience that is forged only in the fire. The very fact that you are still here, your heart still turned towards me, your spirit still reaching for hope, after all that you have been through, is a testament to a strength that is far more profound, far more awe-inspiring than the untested strength of a life that has never known a great trial. This resilient beauty, my child, this quiet, enduring strength of your battle-tested heart is a sight that causes all of heaven to stand in wonder. Let this new, divine definition of beauty begin to heal your shame. My precious one, let go of the world's shallow standards. Release your own harsh judgment upon yourself and begin to see your own story, your own soul, your own brokenness through my eyes. See the beauty in your authenticity, the beauty in your vulnerability, the beauty in your resilience when you look in the mirror. My child, I invite you to see past the lines of weariness and to see the beautiful depths of wisdom in your eyes. I invite you to see past the scars on your heart and to see the magnificent story of redemption that they tell. I invite you to see yourself not as a shattered, useless thing, but as my beloved, a unique and priceless masterpiece whose very brokenness has become the source of its most profound and compelling beauty. This is the truth. My beloved, this is my perception. And because I am your God, my perception is the ultimate reality. In my eyes, you are not just whole, you are beautiful, with a beauty that is deeper, richer, and more eternal than any flaws, superficial perfection this world could ever hope to offer. And so, my cherished child, as you begin to trust that I see not ugliness, but a profound and unique beauty in your brokenness, let me now reveal to you the sacred and masterful process by which this transformation occurs. For I do not simply declare your brokenness beautiful and then leave you in your shattered state. No, my beloved, I am an active, engaged, and infinitely creative artist, and I am, in this very season, performing upon your soul a divine and holy art form, a sacred craft of restoration that turns the very evidence of your wounds into a testament of magnificent glory. I am practicing upon you the art of golden mending. I am taking the very fragments of your shattered heart, and with a love that is as patient as it is powerful, I am binding them together with the liquid gold of my own grace, making the very lines of your fracture, the very scars you have so long despised, the most beautiful, the most valuable, and the most radiant feature of the magnificent masterpiece you are becoming. In the world, when a precious thing is broken, it is often seen as ruined, its value diminished forever. The goal of any repair is to hide the damage, to make the cracks invisible, to create the illusion that the object was never broken at all. But in my kingdom, my child, I have a different, more beautiful, more honest aesthetic. I do not hide the brokenness. I highlight it. I do not disguise the scars. I adorn them. I do not see your history of being wounded as a shameful secret to be concealed, but as an essential part of your story, a part that, when touched by my grace, becomes a source of profound and glorious beauty. I have been gathering the pieces of your life, my precious one, the pieces you yourself have often seen as worthless rubble. I have gathered the shard of your betrayed trust, the fragment of your failed dream, the broken piece of your grieving heart, and I have handled each piece with an infinite tenderness, for I know its story. I have felt its pain, and now, as you yield these pieces to me, I begin the sacred art of the mending. The adhesive that I use to bind these fragments together is my own unconditional love. It is a love that is stronger than any force that could ever hope to shatter you again. It is a love that does not just hold the pieces in place, but that fuses them into a new and unbreakable whole. And as I apply this love to the jagged edges of your wounds, I then take the most precious substance in all of my creation, the pure, liquid gold of my divine grace, and I pour it into the very lines of your fracture. This grace, my child, is my unmerited favor, my healing power, my restorative life, and as it fills the very places where you have been most deeply broken, a miracle occurs. The lines of your pain are not erased, but are transfigured. They begin to shine. The ugly cracks you once tried to hide are now transformed into intricate, beautiful veins of pure, shimmering gold. The scar that was once a source of your shame now becomes a magnificent testament to my healing power, a radiant line of light that tells a story not of your damage, but of your beautiful and divine redemption. Look now, with the eyes of your spirit, at the vessel of your soul as I am mending it. See that old, deep crack of rejection. It is now a brilliant river of gold, a shining testament to the truth that you are my chosen, my accepted, my beloved one. See that complex network of fractures from a season of profound confusion and doubt. It has become a magnificent, intricate web of golden light, speaking of a hard-won wisdom, a faith that has been tested and has emerged not only intact, but beautiful. See that place where a great piece of your heart seemed to have been torn away by loss. It has been filled, not with a clumsy patch, but with a solid, beautiful inlay of my own golden presence, a testament that I am the God who does not just mend, but who makes all things new. The vessel of your life, my child, is becoming a kintsugi masterpiece. It is a work of art whose beauty is made infinitely more profound, more compelling, more valuable, precisely because it has been broken and has been mended with gold. Its scars are now its glory. Its history of pain is now the very source of its most breathtaking beauty. An unbroken vessel tells only a story of preservation. But your vessel, my beloved, now tells the far greater, more glorious story of redemption. It speaks of a love that is so powerful it can enter into the most broken places and bring forth a new and radiant beauty. It speaks of a grace that is so profound it does not just forgive, but it transforms. It adorns. It makes the very sight of the wound the place of the greatest splendor. This is the beauty that I see in your brokenness. My child, I see not the shattering, but the potential for the golden mending. I see not the scars, but the magnificent story they will tell when they are filled with my grace. My vision for you has never been one of a simple, unbroken perfection, but of this far more profound, more glorious, and more authentic beauty of a redeemed and resilient soul. I, your God, am the master of the sacred art, and I am performing it upon you with a joy that is boundless. I delight in taking the broken pieces of your life and, with the golden lacquer of my love, creating a work of art that will be a wonder for all of eternity. So, my beloved, I invite you now to change your perspective on your own wounds, on your own scars. See them no longer as marks of your shame, but as the very places where the golden artistry of your God is being most beautifully, most powerfully displayed. You are not a shattered vessel to be discarded. You are my kintsugi masterpiece in the making, and your brokenness, in my loving and skillful hands, is the very source of your most profound, most radiant, and most eternal beauty. And so, my cherished child, my kintsugi masterpiece, as you begin to trust in the sacred art of my golden mending, as you learn to see the lines of your fracture not as flaws, but as the very place where my grace shines most brightly, Let us now admire together the magnificent new qualities that have been born from this very process. For your brokenness, redeemed by my love, has not just been repaired, it has become a crucible for the forging of a new and beautiful character. The very experiences that shattered you have, in my divine alchemy, become the source of your most precious spiritual gems. Let us behold now the emerging facets of your redeemed character, for in them you will see the profound and beautiful purpose of your every wound. The first and most radiant of these facets, my beloved, is the deep, luminous sapphire of a new compassion. Before your time of trial, you may have possessed a human kindness, a desire to be good to others, but a heart that has never been truly broken cannot fully comprehend the language of another's pain. It can offer sympathy from a distance, but it cannot offer the profound, healing gift of true empathy. But you, my child, you have journeyed through the valley of your own deep sorrow. You have known the ache of loss, the sting of betrayal, the weight of despair. And this journey, though it has been so painful, has carved within your soul a magnificent and beautiful capacity to enter into the suffering of others. Your own pain has become your qualification. Your own tears have become your credentials. You are now a wounded healer, my beloved. And this is a high and holy calling in my kingdom. When you sit with one who is grieving, you will not need to offer them shallow platitudes for your very presence. The presence of a soul that has known its own winter will be a profound and silent comfort. You will be able to listen to their story without judgment, without fear, for their pain will not be foreign to you. And when you speak, your words will carry a new weight, a new authority, the authority of one who is speaking not from a textbook, but from the deep wisdom of a heart that has been there. This beautiful, sapphire-like compassion, my child, born from the depth of your own pain, is one of the most precious gems that has been revealed in you. It is a beauty that could have been created in no other way. Behold also, my precious one, the glorious, unassuming beauty of your new humility. In your former life, you may have struggled with the subtle, yet powerful, poison of pride. You may have found your worth in your own strengths, your own abilities, your own righteousness, but your brokenness, your failures, your profound experience of your own inadequacy have been my loving instrument to shatter that pride and to replace it with a far more beautiful and powerful quality. It is the quality of a humble spirit, a heart that knows with an unshakable certainty that its life, its strength, its very breath is a gift of my grace. This is not the false humility of low self-esteem, which is just another form of pride. No, my child, this is the true, noble humility of a soul that has come to the end of itself and has found its all in me. It is a humility that is not weak, but is, in fact, the source of your greatest strength, for it keeps you in a constant state of dependence on me, your infinite supply. It is a humility that is beautiful, that is gentle, that makes you a safe and approachable presence for others. The world may not value this quiet quality, but I tell you, in my kingdom, a broken and a contrite heart, a spirit clothed in true humility, is a thing of immense value, a rare and precious jewel that I cherish. This beautiful facet of your character, my child, has been cut from the very stone of your own failures And look, my child, at the diamond-like strength of your new resilience. A faith that has never been tested is a fragile thing. A hope that has never been challenged is a shallow thing. But your faith, your hope, your very spirit have been subjected to the immense pressure of your trials, and they have emerged with a new and unbreakable strength because you have known the darkness. Your light now shines with a defiant brilliance because you have known despair. Your hope is now a tenacious and powerful anchor for your soul because your own strength has failed. Your new strength, which is found in me, is now unshakable. This resilience, my beloved, is a testament to your courageous endurance and to my sustaining grace. It is a beautiful and powerful quality that will now enable you to face any future storm, not with the old fear, but with the quiet confidence of a battle-tested warrior. You have been through the fire, and you have not been consumed. You have been through the flood, and you have not been drowned. You have learned that your life is held in hands that are stronger than any circumstance, that your spirit is more resilient than any trial. And this knowledge, this beautiful, diamond-hard resilience, is one of the most magnificent facets that your suffering has produced. I, your God, your divine artisan, I behold these emerging facets of your redeemed character, and my heart is filled with a profound and joyful pride. I see the sapphire of your compassion, the pearl of your humility, the diamond of your resilience, and I see a beauty that is deep, that is real, that is eternal. This is the magnificent purpose that has been hidden within your pain. My child, I have not been wasting your suffering. I have been using it to make you more beautiful, more strong, more compassionate, more like my own son. Embrace these beautiful qualities within you, my beloved. They are your true riches, your eternal adornments. They are the magnificent, glorious, and beautiful facets of your redeemed character, brought forth into a dazzling radiance by the very pain you once believed had ruined you forever. You are my masterpiece, my child, and the beauty that I see in your brokenness is the very beauty that I'm now revealing to all the world. And so, my cherished child, my beautiful kintsugi masterpiece, as you begin to behold the magnificent facets of your redeemed character, as you start to perceive the profound beauty that I, your divine artisan, have forged from the very substance of your brokenness, the next and most liberating step on your journey is to learn how to fully, joyfully, and unapologetically embrace this new and mended self. For it is one thing to know that I see beauty in your scars, and another thing entirely to learn to see that same beauty yourself, to cherish your own unique story, and to live from a place of profound and graceful self-acceptance. I invite you now, my beloved, into the holy practice of embracing your mended self, a practice that will require you to let go of the world's impossible ideal of flawless perfection and to find your true worth and beauty in the magnificent, redeemed story that is uniquely, wonderfully, powerfully yours for so long. My child, you have lived under the tyranny of the ideal, the flawless version of yourself that you believed you should be. This imaginary, unbroken self has been a constant source of your condemnation, a silent judge that has always found you wanting. You have compared your real, messy, beautiful, scarred self to this impossible phantom. And in that comparison, you have always felt a sense of failure, of shame, of not measuring up. But I'm here to tell you, my beloved, that it is time to let that phantom go. It is time to release the ideal and to embrace the real. For the real, mended, story-filled, you is infinitely more beautiful, more valuable, and more precious in my sight than any imaginary, untested, and superficial version of perfection. To embrace your mended self, my child, is to look upon your own history with all its wounds and all its healing, and to call it good. It is to accept your entire story as a sacred text, a unique scripture written by my own hand, a story whose every chapter, both dark and light, has been essential for your becoming. It means letting go of the wish that your past had been different, easier, less painful. It is to trust with your whole heart that the path you have walked, with all its shattering and all its mendedness, has been the perfect path for you. The very path that has forged within you the magnificent treasures of compassion, of wisdom, of resilience that you now possess. This embrace is a conscious choice, a daily practice of self-compassion that is rooted in my own compassion for you. When a memory of a past failure arises and the old voice of shame begins to whisper, you can now meet it with a new and gentle truth. You can say to your own soul, yes, that was a moment of my brokenness, but it has been mended by grace. It has become a golden seam in my story. It has taught me a humility that I cherish, and my God sees it not as a source of shame, but as a part of the beautiful masterpiece He is creating. And so, I will see it that way, too, when you look upon your scars. My precious one, the evidence of your past wounds. I invite you to see them not with regret, but with a new and holy reverence. Trace their golden lines with the finger of your spirit and give thanks. Give thanks for the battle you survived. Give thanks for the healing that came. And give thanks for the profound beauty that has been born from the very place of your deepest pain. Your scars are not your shame. My child, they are your glory. They are the beautiful, shining evidence of my redemptive power and your courageous endurance. To embrace your mended self is to learn to love your own sacred, beautiful, and grace-filled scars. As you learn to do this, my beloved, as you learn to see yourself through my eyes, you will be liberated from the exhausting need for the world's approval. You will no longer need others to validate your worth, for you will have found your worth in the very fabric of your own redeemed story. You will be free to be you, authentically, vulnerably, beautifully you, without apology, without pretense. And in this freedom, you will discover a new and profound peace, the peace of a soul that has finally come home to itself, that has made peace with its own history, and that is resting in the beautiful, unconditional love of its creator. I am with you, my child. In this journey of self-acceptance, I am the voice of love that will always counter the voice of your inner critic. I am the gaze of grace that will always remind you of your true beauty. And I am the loving Father who delights in you, not in some future, perfected version of you, but in the beautiful, scarred, resilient, and magnificent person that you are right now. In this very moment, embrace your mended self, my precious one. It is a work of my own divine artistry, a masterpiece forged in the fires of trial and mended with the gold of my grace. And it is, in my eyes, a thing of breathtaking, eternal beauty. Love the person you have become. And as you do, you will find yourself living with a new joy, a new confidence, and a new freedom. The beautiful, glorious freedom of a soul that has learned to see the profound beauty in its own beloved brokenness. And so, my cherished child, my beautiful kintsugi masterpiece, as you learn to embrace your own mended self, as you begin to see the profound beauty that I see in your unique, grace-filled scars, a new and glorious purpose for your story begins to unfold. For the beauty I have forged in you through your brokenness was never meant to be a private treasure, a secret adornment for your soul alone. No, my beloved, this unique, resilient, and compassionate beauty that you now carry is destined to become a radiant and powerful light for others. The very story of your shattering and your golden mending, which once felt like your private shame, is now becoming your public testimony, a beacon of hope, of relatability, and of my redemptive power for a world that is filled with other broken hearts. This is a profound and beautiful mystery. My child, a vessel that is flawless, perfect, and unbroken may be admired from a distance, but it can also be intimidating. Others may look upon its perfection and feel only a sense of their own inadequacy, their own distance from such an ideal. They may say, "That is beautiful, but it is not for me. My own life is too messy, too broken." But you, my beloved, you with your beautiful, golden seams of grace, you with your story of having been shattered and then lovingly, masterfully restored, you are not intimidating. You are inviting. When another hurting soul, another person who feels themselves to be a shattered vessel, looks at you, they do not see an unapproachable perfection. They see a kindred spirit. They see in your scars the reflection of their own wounds. And because they can see themselves in you, they can also see in you a new and glorious possibility for themselves. Your mendedness becomes their hope. Your wholeness becomes their promise. Your very life becomes a luminous, powerful declaration that brokenness is not the end of the story, that healing is real, and that the God you serve is a master at creating breathtaking beauty from the most shattered of lives. Your redeemed story, my child, has made you an apostle of hope to the brokenhearted. The compassion that was forged in you through your own tears now becomes a river of my healing for others. You are able to offer a comfort that is not just a theory, but a tangible reality. For you are comforting them with the very comfort with which you yourself have been comforted by me. You can listen to their pain with an empathy that is deep and true, for you know the language of sorrow. You can hold their heart with a strength that is gentle, for you know the fragility of a wounded spirit. You have become a safe harbor for other storm-tossed souls, a beautiful sanctuary where they can be honest about their own brokenness without fear of judgment, because they see in you a fellow traveler, a beautiful survivor, a glorious testament to the power of my grace. And the wisdom that was born from your own failures and stumbles now becomes a guiding light for those who are lost in their own confusion. You can speak of my forgiveness with an authority that is born not of a textbook, but of your own profound experience of being forgiven. You can speak of my faithfulness with a conviction that is born not of an easy life, but of a life that has been held by me through the darkest of nights. Your story, your testimony, carries a weight, a reality, an authenticity that is profoundly powerful. It is a light that can cut through the fog of others' doubt, a voice of truth that can silence the lies of their own despair. I, your God, your divine artist, I have designed you for this. My beloved, my purpose in your healing has always been twofold: for your own wholeness and joy. Yes, but also for the sake of the many lives you would touch with your restored beauty. I have allowed your unique brokenness and have performed my unique mending upon you so that you could become a unique and powerful reflection of my grace in the world. You are my living work of art, and I am now placing you in the great gallery of life to be a source of wonder, of hope, and of inspiration to all who will see you. Do not be afraid of this new role. My child, it is not a burden, but a joyful outflow of who you have become. You do not need to strive to be a light for others. You need only to continue to be yourself, your authentic, mended, grace-filled self. As you simply live your life from this new place of wholeness, as you continue to walk in communion with me, my light, my love, my wisdom will naturally, effortlessly radiate from you. You will become a light simply by being you. My delight, my child, is to see this beautiful, redemptive purpose now coming to fruition in your life. To see your greatest pain becoming the source of your most powerful ministry. To see your deepest wounds becoming the very wells from which you draw living water to refresh others. To see your story of brokenness becoming a beautiful song of hope for a broken world. This is the ultimate beauty that I see in your brokenness. My child, not just your own restored wholeness, but the magnificent, radiant story that your wholeness now tells. A story that will bring healing and hope and glory to my name for all your days. And so, my cherished child, my beautiful, mended one, as you learn to walk in the light of your own redeemed story, as you begin to see your past wounds not as a source of shame, but as a very source of your unique beauty and your powerful ministry, let this final and most intimate truth become the very foundation of your peace for all of eternity. The masterpiece that you are, this magnificent portrait of a soul made resilient and compassionate through trial, is not just a work that I have created, but a work that I profoundly, eternally, and passionately love. You are my beloved masterpiece, my precious one, and I will forever cherish the unique, hard-won, and grace-filled beauty of your story far more than any simple, untested, and superficial perfection. This is the ultimate truth that liberates you from all comparison, all striving, all fear of your own imperfection. The world may continue to chase its own fleeting and shallow ideals of beauty, but you are now invited to rest in a different, higher, and eternal aesthetic. My standard of beauty is not flawlessness, it is faithfulness. My standard of value is not perfection, it is redemption. And you, my child, your life, your story, your very being, is the very definition of this divine and glorious beauty. I am the great artist, my beloved. And my galleries in heaven are not filled with thousands of identical, mass-produced, perfect vessels. No. My galleries are filled with one-of-a-kind originals, with masterpieces whose beauty is found in their unique stories, whose value is in the profound and personal journey they have taken with me. and among all the magnificent works that adorn my kingdom. Your portrait, your beautiful kintsugi soul, holds a special and cherished place, for it tells one of my favorite stories, the story of a love so powerful it can enter into the heart of what is most broken and bring forth a beauty that is more glorious than what was before. My promise to you, my precious one, is that I will forever see you this way. I will forever behold you with the eyes of a loving artist who is captivated by the unique beauty of his most cherished creation. I will never see you as damaged goods. I will never define you by your past mistakes. I will always see the magnificent, resilient, and compassionate masterpiece that you have become. And my loving gaze upon you will be your constant affirmation, your eternal security, your everlasting home. Let this knowledge be your profound and lasting rest. The need to hide your scars is over. The need to pretend to be anything other than the beautiful, mended, and whole person you are is finished. You are loved not in spite of your brokenness, but with a love that has made your very brokenness beautiful. You are my beloved masterpiece, and I will cherish you, delight in you, and celebrate you for all of eternity. And now, my precious masterpiece, as you rest in the profound peace of being eternally cherished, let your spirit be completely still. The shame of your past wounds has been transformed into the glory of your present beauty. Your brokenness has become the very thing that makes you magnificent in my sight. You are my beloved work of art, and my delight in you is boundless and without end. Rest in my loving gaze, my beautiful one, for you are, and always will be, a wonder to behold.